The pain wasn't meant to destroy you. It was shaping the version of you God needs next. You cried, you questioned, you wondered why it had to happen that way. But if you could see what God sees, you'd understand that every tear was watering the soil of your future. Every heartbreak was teaching your heart how to recognize what's real. Every delay was God's protection, not rejection. And one day soon, when the promise unfolds, you'll look back and say, "Now I see why it had to happen this way." Because what's coming will make sense of everything you've been through. That setback wasn't punishment. It was positioning. You thought it was over when the job fell through, when the door closed, when the person walked away. But the truth is, God was setting the stage for something greater. He removed what you thought you needed, so He could make room for what you actually deserve. You didn't fail. You were redirected. God never wastes pain, and when His plan unfolds, you'll understand the setup was always for your breakthrough. Sometimes God hides His greatest gifts in the hardest seasons. The nights were long. The silence was heavy. But in that hidden place, God was teaching you to trust, not just to see. He stripped away what was temporary to anchor you in what's eternal. And now when the world sees your glow, they'll have no idea what it cost. But you'll know. The pain was never wasted. It was sacred training for destiny. Waiting doesn't mean God forgot you. It means He's perfecting what's coming. You prayed, you waited, you wondered if God heard you at all. But His silence wasn't absence. It was orchestration. He was aligning people, timing, and purpose. He was preparing you to carry what you asked for. And when it arrives, it won't just bless you. It'll bless generations after you. The waiting wasn't wasted. It was worship in motion. The same wounds that hurt you will one day heal others. God never allows pain without purpose. That betrayal, it taught you discernment. That loss, it taught you empathy. That loneliness, it taught you how to hear God's whisper. One day, someone will stand before you are broken and your scars will speak life into them. You'll realize the pain was the price of your anointing. That storm didn't come to drown you. It came to reveal what's unshakable. You thought it was the end. The waves crashed, the wind screamed, and everything you built seemed to fall apart. But the storm didn't come to destroy your faith. It came to deepen it. God allowed the shaking so that only what's built on Him would remain. And now, the same storm that tried to break you is the reason you stand stronger than ever. God's no isn't rejection. It's redirection toward something better. You wanted that opportunity. You prayed for that person. And when it didn't happen, you questioned everything. But what if God was saying, "I have something better, something eternal"? Sometimes He reroutes your path to save your purpose, and one day you'll thank Him not just for what He gave, but for what He didn't. Before every breakthrough comes a breaking. God broke Joseph's plans before He revealed the palace. He broke Peter's pride before He revealed his calling. And maybe right now, He's breaking your comfort so He can birth your purpose. It hurts, but it's holy. The breaking is not the end. It's the doorway to glory. And soon the blessing will make sense of the breaking. When heaven is quiet, it's not ignoring you. It's watching your faith speak louder. Faith is forged in silence. When you don't hear God, you start learning to trust His last word. You begin to move from needing proof to walking in promise. Heaven's silence isn't cruel. It's strengthening. Because the next thing God says will change everything. When God finally reveals the why, every tear will make sense. You'll see that what was taken was making room for what was coming. You'll understand that the pain was protecting you. That closed door, it wasn't rejection. It was divine direction. You'll fall to your knees in gratitude, realizing the waiting, the loss, the heartbreak, all had a purpose. And you'll whisper through your tears, "Now I understand. God, You were with me all along." You've been trying to understand why certain pieces never fit, but God was protecting the picture. You thought that relationship, that job, that dream was meant to last forever, but God saw something you didn't. He saw how those pieces would limit you, distract you, or destroy you. So He removed what wasn't meant for your next chapter, and when His masterpiece is revealed, You'll thank him for every piece that didn't fit, because what's coming will finally make sense of what you lost. Sometimes God isolates you to elevate you. You wondered why everyone left, why it got quiet. But solitude isn't punishment, it's preparation. When it's just you and God, your faith grows roots, and when the spotlight returns, you'll carry presence, not pride. God had to get you alone so you could hear his voice above the noise. The loneliness had a purpose. It was setting the stage for your calling. The road you hated walking will lead to the place you prayed to reach. Every delay, every detour, every heartbreak was divinely engineered. You didn't take the wrong path. You took the refining path. God doesn't waste steps. Even the ones that hurt are leading somewhere holy. One day soon, you'll stand in the promise and realize the pain paved the way. While you were crying in your room, heaven was fighting for you. You didn't see the angels shielding you, but they were there. You didn't feel the divine hands rerouting your fall, but they held you. The battle wasn't meant to break you. It was meant to remind the enemy that you're covered. You survived not by luck, but by grace, and what's coming will reveal that every unseen fight was worth it. You thought that was your ending, but God just turned the page. The heartbreak, the failure, the silence, and it felt final. But you serve a God who resurrects what others bury. Your story didn't end in defeat. It's being rewritten in destiny. You're about to see that closed chapter transform into the beginning of a new one. The ending was just the setup for your comeback. What you lost wasn't wasted. It was a lesson wrapped in grace. Sometimes God takes what you love to teach you what lasts. That friendship, that season, that dream. It wasn't stolen, it was sown. And what's sown in faith never returns empty. You'll soon see that loss was love. Love protecting you from what could have destroyed you. And when the blessing arrives, you'll whisper, "Now I understand." The crushing comes before the calling. God can't anoint you until he's crushed what's holding you back. The oil that flows from your life is born in the crushing. He's not punishing you. He's purifying you. You asked for his power, and he said, "Then let me press what's not like me out of you." The crushing hurts, but it's creating capacity, because what's coming is greater than what was lost. You're about to walk into blessings you didn't even pray for. While you were worried, God was working. While you were crying, he was aligning. He's about to answer prayers you forgot you prayed. The same valley that felt like a grave will bloom with grace, and you'll stand amazed realizing, this is what he was preparing me for all along. Waiting feels heavy, but that's where your faith is strengthened. You've been faithful in the unseen. You've stayed kind when unnoticed, and God saw it all. The delay is not punishment, it's training. When your promise comes, it won't crush you, it will crown you. So hold on. The weight of waiting is the price of wisdom. In one moment, everything that didn't make sense will suddenly fall into place. You've been climbing in the dark step by step with no answers, but God's about to flip the light switch. And when he does, you'll see how every detour was direction, every heartbreak was holy. One day, maybe sooner than you think, you'll say, "Now I see it, Lord. You were there the whole time." If it didn't hurt, it wouldn't have healed you. Pain has a way of revealing what comfort hides. It taught you empathy. It deepened your faith. It made you stronger than the fear that once controlled you. Pain was never punishment. It was a platform for purpose. And when you walk for that purpose, every tear will testify. Sometimes God breaks what's comfortable to birth what's promised. The jar has to break for the oil to flow. The seed has to break for life to grow. And you had to break open for your purpose to rise. Don't despise the breaking. It's the birthplace of blessing. And soon, your breakthrough will reveal the beauty of every fracture. You gave God your pain, and he's about to give you his peace. You laid your brokenness at his feet, not realizing what he would give in return. He's turning mourning into dancing, ashes into beauty, tears into testimony. He's not just restoring what you lost. He's multiplying it. The trade was divine. The outcome will be miraculous. You can't see it yet, but the story is unfolding in your favor. Every hidden moment, every quiet tear, every silent prayer, they're threads in God's tapestry. You're standing in the middle of the picture and can't see the full design. But soon, He'll pull back the curtain, and you'll see it. Beauty woven from brokenness. One day you'll look back and say, "Now I understand." The confusion, the heartbreak, the closed doors, and all of it had purpose. God didn't fail you, He was forming you. And what's coming next will be so divine, so redemptive, that it'll silence every why. Because He's not just giving you clarity, He's giving you closure.